Hey guys, Seago here, and today, Warrior DPS slash utility guide. That's right, I'm bringing you another guide for another class. And as you can see, this time it's Mordesh, because Mordeshes are the best race in this game. Exiles is probably the better faction. Anyway, let's get started here. As you can see, this is a warrior. And what warriors do, they DPS or tank, and when I mean DPS, I mean they bring utility. They bring a lot of great utility to the raid. Also, they do quite a lot of DPS, which is awesome in itself. So, as you can see, this is my warrior. And let's I like to start out with go straight into the abilities, and amps. Okay, so since this is DPS, we're going to focus mainly on the DPS slash utility. Now, for DPSing, you have about 4 abilities. You're going to have 4 DPS. So out of the 8 you have, 4 of them will be pretty much DPS. So what I have is Relentless Strikes up to tier 8, and which Relentless Strikes is pretty much like your main attack. It deals damage and builds kinetic energy. Tier 4, it's 20% chance to gain efficiency for 5 seconds, and reduces kinetic energy decay by 3.4 seconds for 5 seconds, which is nice, because if you don't keep that up, or if you don't keep track of your kinetic energy, it can go down, and it actually does go down quite fast, and sometimes you're like, why can't I use my rampage? And it's like, oh, I don't have any kinetic energy. So that tier 4 is nice. Tier 8, 20% chance to reset the cooldown of Rampage, Whirlwind, and Tremor. Which for tier 8, all you really care about is Rampage, because that's the only ability out of the 3 that you use, and Rampage is just awesome in itself. Rampage is deals damage to 5 foes, and can be used 3 more times with a reduced GCD before incurring the cooldown. That's like, I love this. I love this ability. I really do. It's really cool when you see it in action. I also have this up to tier 8, and what this does at tier 4, for both tiers rather, is tier 4 deals an additional 216 damage, followed by 500 kinetic energy, an additional 344 damage, while above 750 kinetic energy. Which, more damage. Tier 4, more damage, which is awesome. While you're above kinetic energy, mind you, note. Tier 8 applies Empower for 6 seconds. Empower increases assault power by 1.7% of your current maximum stacks 4 times. Now what's awesome is when this resets that, so you can get those stacks, that's when you start doing a crazy amount of damage. I also have Smackdown, and what Smackdown does is it deals damage and applies an Expose to 5 foes. And what this Expose does is it reduces all resistances by 10% for 9 seconds. I don't have this tiered. There's no reason to tear up any Expose. When you are able to, you know, reduce the resistance on a boss, it's great. Armor, whatever. Usually every class is going to have something like this to weaken the boss. And then I have Breaching Strikes, which deals damage and builds kinetic energy, and it also pierces 25% armor. It's only usable after landing a critical hit. So when you land a critical hit, oh, guess what? You can use Breaching Strikes. So that's pretty much the DPS. I have Leap. Now, I mean, Leap is awesome because you leap into battle or you leap away from stuff. This can be changed out with a stun, or as you can see, I already have a stun. Sometimes you're going to need a second stun, just in case. I know in groups and stuff, I like to carry 2 stuns because I don't really trust anyone to interrupt the boss. That's just a sad fact of it all, but I mean, if you feel comfortable with your group, just run the 1. But if you're like, yeah, I'd rather just run the 2, run the 2. Utility. So, Kick, which is a stun. Well, it's a knockdown. It destroys one interrupt armor, and it does a little bit of damage. Power Link. Now, this might be the greatest ability of all time. Grant yourself and 4 party members an Empower. Empower increases damage dealt by 23.5% for 10 seconds. That's a little lower when it's not tiered. I have it tiered. As you can see, each tier upgrade increases the damage dealt by 0.6%, and tier 4 increases damage dealt by you and the party members within 10 meters by an additional 2.5%. This is pretty much heroism, and this is why you bring a warrior to a raid, pretty much, because of Power Link, and also defense grid, which we'll get to here in a second. But yeah, cool thing is, it only has a 21-second cooldown because of the amps that I have. I can have this almost up all the time. It lasts for 10 seconds, so it's only down for 11 seconds. This ability is the reason why you bring a warrior to a raid. I can't say that enough. If you do not have a warrior in your raid, no, you need like 2 or 3 warriors in your raid just because of Power Link. Power Link is awesome. Period. Every warrior, every DPS warrior should be running Power Link. You know, this is why I put DPS/utility, because warriors, all DPS warriors are going to have 2 utility abilities on there. They have to have those. You know, I know there's going to be those warriors that's like, I want more DPS. All your DPS is going to come from these, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 abilities. I mean, let's go through it. Savage Strikes isn't that great because it requires kick to be effective, and you can't really kick a boss down. Ripsaw reduces movement speed by 22 seconds. It's not that great. Snares, no, it doesn't even do that much damage. Whirlwind, good for trash mobs, maybe. Maybe. Augmented Blade, no, the wound isn't that great. Reduces incoming healing by 40%. It's PvP maybe. And Tremor, I don't like it. A lot of warriors don't really care for it. There's really no point to have it. And pushback, we don't really need a pushback. So, I mean, all your DPS is coming from those 4 abilities that I talked about. There's really no reason not to have these 2. Also, defensive grid, before I grant any more, is creates a field that lasts 10 seconds, granting defense to party members inside the field. Defense reduces damage taken by 21%. As you can see, these 2 abilities are, again, why you bring a warrior to a raid. You will have these. There is no argument between, but I could have, no, you're going to have Power Link and you're going to have Defense Grid. That's the end of the story. And, you know, kick as always. That's pretty much the abilities. Support is just all thinking. Utility, there's really, I mean, you have like 1, 2, 3. That's a tether, that's not really an interrupt. So you have about 3 interrupts you can do if you really need them. So, I mean, that's pretty cool for a warrior in itself. And that's about it. Let's head straight into the amps now. Let's start with the assault side of it. So, as you can see, I can have a critical hit chance by 2%, each one 2%, so that's an additional 6%. So you want all 3 filled there. For this one, assault power by 2.5% for each one, so you want all 3 there. And critical hit severity is, of course, what you can, you know, the stronger the hit, pretty much. The stronger the critical hit. And then you're going to have Kinetic Fury, which, well above 500 kinetic energy, gain an Empower. And the Empower increases damage dealt by 7.2%. And well above 750 kinetic energy, you gain an Empower, which increases damage by 9%. And Armor Shred, a direct hit, grants a 50% chance to apply an Expose for 15 seconds. can only occur every 20 seconds, and it reduces all resistance by 8.6%. And of course, I almost forgot, power hitter, then a critical hit grants an empower, and this empower increases critical hit severity by 7.5%. Stacks 5 times. And detonate. Using overdrive deals 5,184 technology damage to 5 foes within 8 meters. So that's pretty much all you have in your assault tree. Hybrid assault support. Strike through increases the chance you have to hit a boss, all 3 failed. And utility. Cooldown reduction, that's a 15% cooldown reduction right there. Connect drive, build 45 connect energy every 0.25 seconds while sprinting in combat, which is quite useful when you're on the move during a boss fight. You also have speed burst, which dashing grants a swiftness, and that swiftness increases movement speed by 10%, stacks 2 times. And of course, power link, which grants the power link ability. So that's your abilities, and that's your amps. One last thing, if you did not know, Warrior's main stat is Brutality, second stat would be Finesse, and third stat is Moxie. Now, a little cool little thing here is, you don't really have to worry about Finesse your strike through chance that much. I would say get it to at least 7%, because Warrior tank should be running that 1 amp. I forget what it's called. I'm probably not going to worry about it right here and now. But the 1 amp is it decreases the boss's deflect chance by 6% or something like that. So, I mean, you really don't have to worry about your strike through then if you have either, I believe the Esper and the Warrior tanks can have that. I don't remember where exactly it is on this tree. I want to look for it, but now, goddammit. I'm not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Okay, so that's pretty much what you get for all that stuff. Again, Brutality, Finesse, Moxie, and after you get to about 7% Finesse, I would start focusing more on Moxie, because those crits are nice on the Warrior. As you can see, mine right now, strike through 7%, critical hit chance 17%, critical hit severity 177.96% chance, and of course cooldown reduction by 15%. Maximum my assault power right now is 1,280, which is pretty decent right now. But I'm still in a couple greens. That's to be expected because I just got this guy to 50 a couple days ago, and I'm really loving it. Now let's talk about your rotation. So a warrior's rotation is pretty simple. So say this is the raid boss. Something would be, first you would do Smackdown, so you can do the Expose, which reduces the resistance by 10%. Then I would do Relentless Strikes until I'm about pretty much max kinetic energy, so it doesn't take that long to get max. Or you could just use your R, which it's your nade, which increases damage done by 35% and reduces all resistances by 2%. And it resets assault and support ability cooldowns and triggers overdrive, which overdrive prevents kinetic energy decay, increases damage dealt by 25%, increases damage taken by 9.9%, and reduces incoming healing by 10%. Now, I mean, when you use this, it's kind of recommended that you wait to use this until like all your stuff is on cooldown, then use all your innate, so you get those back right away. That's probably something I would personally do myself. Other warriors would probably tell you something different, but it's something I would recommend. But again, Smackdown, Relentless Strikes till fall, then Rampage, followed by, if Smackdown is up again, you Smackdown, then continue with Relentless Strikes until this is off cooldown. When this is off cooldown, you want to use it. Also, make sure to work in your power links and defense grid. Power links you might keep off cooldown at all times. Defensive grid use when Raid Leader tells you to use it, pretty much. I mean, when you talk about Warrior, it's quite simple. It really is. Power link up almost at all times. Defense grid when Raid Leader tells you to. Relentless Strikes to full kinetic energy. Smackdown. Actually, it's Smackdown, then Relentless Strikes till full kinetic energy. Rampage. Ooh, I almost forgot Breaching Strikes. Breaching Strikes when you get a critical hit. That should also be used at all times when you get a critical hit. And pretty much rinse and repeat. I mean, again, you have your 4 abilities you'll be using at all times. So it's really not that hard. So let's kind of see this in action. So I go Smackdown, Relentless Strikes till about full, Breaching Strikes, then boom, 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 Power Link, Smackdown. I can use my innate right now and go like that, and that, do that. Go Rampage again. Say Raid Leader says use Defense Grid. Well, I'll go ahead and use Defense Grid. Breaching Strikes, Smackdown, Rampage. And rinse and repeat. Use my Power Link. Rampage was off cooldown. Breaching Strikes, Smackdown. Oh, look at that. Rampage is up again. Awesome. Smackdown. Rampage. Breaching Strikes, yeah. Rampage, Power Links up, go ahead and use that. Smackdown. Breaching Strikes, Rampage. Defensive grid, just for the walls. Smackdown. Breaching Strikes, Rampage. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. Not that hard, really, not that hard. Actually, I didn't do 3.66k. That's not bad. Especially for the gear I'm in. That's really not that bad. But that's pretty much a warrior rotation in a nutshell. I mean, again, at the heart you have your 4 main abilities. Then you have your leap, which can be replaced with a stun. I mean, leap is just your pretty much leap. And of course your interrupt is just boom, that. But I mean, let's go ahead and see this in a kind of live environment. I got the huge training ground, which gives me holographic things to fight. Maybe. Let's see here. Come on. Aha. So, here we go. Let's go Elite Monster. Okay, so let's see this in action. Interrupt. Breaching Strikes is up. Power Link. Go ahead and use my innate just for fun. And that was not a hard monster game. What are you doing? This might be better. So, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, but that hurts. Smackdown, Rampage. Power Link defensive grid because I got hurt a little bit. And that's pretty much it. Not that hard. I mean, I could show you this again, but really, what I would recommend is practice. Your a warrior's rotation is very simple. Your 4 abilities and your 2 utility abilities for the raid, and then your interrupts or your lead. Just practice those and you'll get it. Warrior is really easy rotation. Really easy to get used to. You know, I would start practicing this in your early or your later 20s, early 30s is when you should be able to get everything, I believe. So just practice, and pretty soon, hey, you'll be ready for raiding with your warrior. I hope you liked the video. I like bringing these to you guys. My engineer ones have been doing pretty well, and I hope pretty soon I'll be bringing out a warrior tank one. I haven't really messed with warrior tank yet, so it should be interesting. I know a lot of people have been saying they've had a tough time holding threat, but I mean, we will see. I will see what happens with warrior tank. But I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. And once again, thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, see you guys later.